Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jude, ATCL, and this video is about how to get the A star in GCSE RE. I'm going to be focusing on ethics and Mark's Gospel in the things I show you and things I talk about because those are the two things I did, but this will apply to all of the 9 or 10 different exams you can do. So yeah, RE, it wasn't one of my favourite subjects. But I also don't like writing essays, so it was a hard exam. But despite that, I was able to get my A star because I just learned the facts, and there are some extremely see these facts. These are probably some of the most useful facts I've ever come up with, if you know what I mean. RE is probably one of the subjects I was most prepared for, but obviously with RE, it all comes down to how you write it, which is the bit where I struggle in. But yeah. I'm going to show you the facts on how I got my A star and how you too can get your own A star in GCSE RE. But if you're new here, hit that like button and subscribe. I make new videos every Monday and Friday. They come out at 4:30. So number 1 is my RE notes. In 4th year, when we did ethics, we didn't get a textbook because there actually wasn't the new textbook hadn't been released at that point. So I couldn't have taken them from the new textbook. So my teachers made class booklets, which I took my notes from. So I have here my ethics notes, which I took out of a notebook because it was in the end. There obviously aren't as many like RE notes to make because it's quite small. So I made these RE notes from the class, my own class notes, which were very good. I really did like the class notes I had in 4th year because what I realised then was that the class notes were taken from the mark schemes, and like we learnt basically, we just like were taught in class the mark schemes. We didn't know that because we were writing down just facts, which were the mark scheme answers, which were so good. Then in what year is this? 4th year, we did background Mark's Gospel, and I took my notes here directly from the textbook. So there's a lot more because the textbook has more information than my class notes did, but yeah, look at this one. That's just a page full of notes. I took them directly from the textbook, but shortened them down and made them more concise, and took points I would use in essays from the textbook. Sorry about this crinkly sound as I'm trying to force it back into the polypocket it came from. There we go. Yeah, so notes. I would say for RE, notes are not extremely important except for background information. And you do have to do some of your own research to get more background information because some of the things are a bit, you do need to have a wide knowledge of RE and ethical issues and issues from Mark's Gospel, for example, to be able to do well in the exam. That's as simple as that. You need to know things, you need to research some of the things that you learn in class. I should say now that I did long course RE, did short course in 4th year, and then I finished long course in 5th year. But yes, in 4th year, the head of RE made a booklet of mark schemes for everyone to use, just to like learn the mark schemes. In 5th year, we did not get that special treatment. So I myself took myself to SEA and edited every single mark scheme together. This yellow folder here is every single mark scheme of every single Mark's Gospel exam that has existed since 2011. I'm proud of it. It took me 4 hours to copy and paste and then edit them all because see, I do this thing where they use tabs instead of spaces. I don't know why. It really annoys me. Like, why use tabs instead of spaces? Unless they set the tab length to a space length. But I do know how to undo that in Word, but it took forever. I had to use macros to convert everything into the thing I wanted it to be because it was taking so long for me to do it myself. Like every time I was like, new line equals bullet point, things like that. But yeah, I memorized the mark schemes because the questions in RE are usually quite similar to each other year after year. So I decided, okay, I'm going to memorize these mark schemes. I'm going to memorize the questions that come up again and again and again and again and again. And then I would, like, as soon as the question came up in the exam, I knew the points to put down. And like whenever I was in the exam, I think probably about 70% of the questions I had seen before. There's not much room for new questions except for the 10 mark explain questions. But yeah, I knew them so well, I was able to just like pump out responses. Like the first question was on Parable of the Sower, and what had I learnt the day before? Parable of the Sower from the mark scheme. It was the same, pretty much the same question. I just put down those points and hopefully got the marks. You're now looking at number 3, which are my posters for RE. There are quite a lot of them. There are actually more RE posters than there are Unit 1 history posters. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out if it's out. This is a great question. I think, no, it should be out by now, yes. I have loads of these. So I went to the mark schemes and I would just copy out the mark scheme, but in, what do you call this, spider diagram form. This is for Mark's Gospel here. For ethics, I did topic summary sheets with my arguments on them and took pictures of them. And with just like I did with history, I would look at them whenever I wasn't at home, which gave me like a lot of background knowledge about all the things, as I obviously kept on looking at them. Sorry for all this noise, little Polly Pocket, which I really don't like. Okay, so then I also made these here, which are just kind of like bullet pointed lists of, and there's some other like bullet pointed listy things that I did to help me get the most out of my RE notes and the most out of the RE textbook and past papers and mark schemes and things like that. I would also correct past papers onto pages and then learn the corrections, but that's the next section. So number 4, past papers or practice papers. I did pretty much every single one of them, and I did some of them with mark schemes and some of them without mark schemes. Sometimes it is good to do some of your earlier ones with mark schemes so that you know what to put down and how much you need to write. For example, here's a very good tip for RE. If you've made it this far, this tip will bring you far. So on a 5-mark question, you need 3 points. They can be 2 for, 1 against. Usually they should be 3 on the same side. Doesn't matter what side you take, but you need 3 points on the same side for a 5-mark question. For a 10, unless it says give both sides, in which case you do 2 and 2. On a 10-mark question, you need 4 and 2. 4 one way and 2 the other. You cannot get over 8 out of 10 marks if you don't have another side to your argument. I think it's 8 or it could be 6. I'm not sure which, but you need to have another side to your argument to get the full marks. So what I would do is I do 4 points for and then 2 points against, or the other way around, depending on which way I was arguing. That is what they want you to do, and that's what you need. So it's 3 points for 5-mark questions and 4 and 2 for 10-mark questions, which helped me to structure my answers as well. Then I would mark the past papers, and if I got a mark scheme answer, I put MS for mark scheme answer. If I didn't, but it was appropriate, I would give myself a tick anyway. RE is hard to mark yourself because you want to give yourself the marks, but you also know you can't give yourself all the marks. And then what I would do is, if there were points in the mark scheme I didn't get, I would write them out underneath in a different colour pen and then learn them. So, and then I would also sometimes reword some of the things I said into mark scheme answers from the, like say I said something that was very similar to the mark scheme, I would reword it into the way the mark scheme said it, which really helps you to know what kind of wording they're looking for so that you can get the best marks. So those are my tips on how to get your A star in RE. For me, RE, I did have a lot of background knowledge from Sunday school anyway, so that was really useful, but if you don't, you don't need to. Although I'd recommend it, you don't need to. It was a hard exam because essays are hard to write, and you're writing how many essays? Like at least 6 essays. No, there's 6 essays in the last 2 questions, like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Probably about, you're writing 15 essays in an hour and a half plus short answers. Your hand gets very tired afterward. This is my bad hand, which clicks every time I twist it, because I did get tendonitis in it before the exams, which was not great for the exams. But yeah, work at it. Work at RE. Just keep ticking away at it, and you'll eventually get there. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.